Yes, hello everyone. Welcome back to the PE Insights podcast for 2025. Happy New Year. I hope you had a brilliant break with whatever you've been getting up to in that period of time, and that the start of term is going very, very well for you wherever you are in the world. Thank you for your continued support, and I hope that 2025 is a year full of continued inspirational PE conversations with people at the coalface and wider that love our subject and want to improve the experiences in physical education. So let's talk a little bit about today's episode. It's a really, really interesting one for me and a different dynamic. So it was a live recorded episode from a local school. So I was invited into Teign School by their head of physical education, Keira Wylie. Very, very grateful for that opportunity. Teign School have been recognised recently for the quality of their PE provision by the Youth Sport Trust, and some of their leaders have won national awards for what they're doing in the school. So I was invited into school to spend the sort of afternoon there and see what's going on. But most importantly, I had the opportunity to sit down with Keira and speak to 4 of their PE ambassadors. I was really, really impressed and blown away by the maturity and the passion that these PE ambassadors had for our subject. But I think the thing that stood out for me is how much they've influenced the design of the PE curriculum at Teign School, and how passionately they talk about removing barriers and making experiences good for the people and their peers around them. I love this conversation. I think it's got so much value. So if you're interested in how you can integrate pupil voice, how you can build a team of inspirational young people that are going to shape PE experiences, this is a really good example. There's lots of concrete examples that the 4 young people share with us. That I'll certainly be considering sharing with others for future practice. So I hope you enjoy it. You might want to sit down, grab a notepad and jot some ideas down, because it's a really sort of thought-provoking and inspirational episode. And nothing else to say really, then let's dive in.
Wow, what an opportunity. I don't get to do this very often, and I'm really excited to do this. So I've been invited into Teign School by the head of physical education, Miss Keira Wylie. And Keira, it's great to be here and meet you in the flesh and have a conversation today.
Yeah, you too, finally.
Yeah, finally. And I've got opposite me on the table, because we're doing this one live as well, 4 of Teign School's fantastic PE ambassadors. You're going to hear more from them a bit later on in the episode. And this is a really, really good opportunity to listen to student voice. So, yeah, let's dive in. I'm really, really excited. We'll start with you then, Keira. Tell us a little bit about yourself and your journey in physical education so far.
So nowhere near as exciting as your other guest, Nathan. A little bit of a kind of slow and steady one, but I guess I was just very, very fortunate. So I went to standard secondary school and just had lots of brilliant teachers. And I remember really clearly being given so many opportunities. So every single lunchtime I was either coaching some netball, coaching hockey with the younger year groups. My teachers really allowed me to get stuck in and do some leadership and do some coaching stuff. I was given opportunities to captain teams at school and was just, I guess, believed in as quite a responsible student to crack on. I was also quite lucky, and I had like a maths teacher who took us all surfing and got my bug for surfing quite early on in secondary school. So yeah, I was just really inspired. And in particular, I remember one teacher, Miss Welland, who I think I was the first GCSE PE cohort when they ever did it, to do the qualification. And she just had all these brilliant examples of different players who fitted every bit of theory she was talking about. And I remember really clearly thinking, I want to be like that, like Miss Welland. She was amazing. And I just remember thinking, all the boys being a bit like amazed by what she knew as well, and kind of as a young girl in the world of Spice Girls back then, feeling like you wanted to, do something different.
I remember it well.
Achieve everything. And I guess from there, I really wanted to follow sport a bit more. So I went to play school at Richard Hewridge College because I wanted to do the sport there in Taunton. And I got lots of opportunities there to do my sports leadership qualifications, did hour on hour of voluntary stuff, got lots of different coaching qualifications. Not the most academic, like kind of was okay, but had to really work for what I got. Didn't get the grades that wasn't predicted the grades, that I wanted to go to. I originally always wanted to go to Bath, wasn't getting predicted those grades. So dug my head in like I knew I needed to and worked really hard. Ended up kind of working right up solidly to the end, and then got grades that were kind of nearly there, a lot closer than I ever was kind of predicted to get. So I took a year out, I ended up doing work as a surf instructor down in Cornwall, and I got really into my snowboarding, did a lot of work as a personal trainer and swimming teaching and stuff in local leisure centre, still trying to build like different skills. I got a meeting with Jim Dennison, the current admissions tutor at Bath University at the time, and went to have a chat to him. I was like, what can I do? Do I resit? Like, this is where I want to be, this is where I want to go. I was desperate to do the teacher training at Bath University, basically, because I just thought the people who came out there were great. And he just said, look, everything you've done with your volunteering and your coaching qualifications shows you're dedicated and driven, and I think you'd make a brilliant person for our course. So he put me on and gave me that opportunity. So I was surrounded by people in my course who got much better grades than me, but I still managed to come out with a first, and absolutely loved my time at university. I managed to work in the sports training village as well, and carried on working in tribe team, which was going out in local schools. So started getting the experience, and then stayed on obviously for my PGC there with Andy Hibbert. At the time, got to meet lots of brilliant people as well on my course in other year groups, like Emily Reynolds, the Youth Sport Trust. So started doing lots of Youth Sport Trust stuff when I was at university, like working at some of their Step Into Sport events and things. And I guess I was just really lucky because I had lots of great people who, again, were showing belief in me. And that actually, yes, I may not have had everything they wanted on their tick list, but actually I was willing to work hard and achieve things. And then I guess I stayed on, did my PGC. I had some amazing mentors. And I remember my main placement school was in quite a tricky school, but I had a mentor who really challenged me. Like, it made me quite upset sometimes, but really challenged me to be better. And I still remember that feeling of like, no, I can do this. I can do better. And it really made me really, I guess, try and achieve more in my teaching. And I'm still friends with him and his wife, who I worked with at the next school. And I still look back at that and think, thank goodness he challenged me, because it's made me, I guess, the teacher I am now.
Absolutely.
And I started straight away. So I took a bit of a risky one. I obviously wanted to stay roughly in the Bath area, applied for the P jobs that were coming out at the end of the year, went to one school, and I just didn't feel it on this interview day. I walked in, it was very much quite a boisterous PE department. They were very driven on their success of their teams. That's what made them. And I just thought, this is not me. Like, I can't do this. So I walked out of the interview at lunchtime, and I still remember thinking, like, this is mental. You need a job. Like, what are you doing? And I had the next day, I had the interview at St Lawrence School in Bradford-on-Avon, and I wanted it badly because I knew they were much more, I guess, in tune with the philosophy that I liked. And like, thank goodness I got it, because otherwise it would have been a bit horrendous. But I started there, and again, I was super trusted. Like, my head of school created a great opportunity for me to be in charge of sports leadership, like in my second year of teaching. I was lucky it kind of sat in really nicely the 2012 Olympics, took kids to the games for like a few days, amazing. Arranged accommodation, got really involved in the torch tour, organised stuff in the local community. And I guess I was just allowed to run with things. I had such an amazing team. They were lovely, lovely people, but I just wanted to enact more change. And I'm not being a head of department. I mean, they made me head of dance, which was random. Not my specialism, but it enabled me to get my fix of trying to make a difference, I guess. But I still wanted head of PE. So I had to look onwards and upwards, and ended up looking for other jobs, and ended up coming down and got head of PE down here when I had only been teaching for 4 years. So I came down here honestly thinking I was never going to get it. It was a department which was really attractive. So at the time I thought there was loads I could do with it. I won't give you necessarily those reasons right now, but I thought it was a really good blank space. Was against a panel of all men, so kind of thought I might have been the gender mark. So had a lovely, relaxing day arguing with the current head teacher and really saying what I thought was important. And yes, strangely got the job, but started here, which is now 11 years ago. Which didn't think would last as long, but anyway, came in and kind of really started on the vision of trying to give other people the opportunities that I've been given personally, giving them the opportunity to really grow as an individual. I guess that leadership I did at college was one of the big things for me, that opened doors for me, and make sure everyone got those opportunities to try lots of different things, because that's what I learned being grown up, and like parents, giving me great opportunities to do a lot of traditional things. But when I got to try the different things, I realised just what was out there. So I guess I had a vision to do that. Launched what these guys are now called the P Ambassadors. It originally started, I guess, as more of like a P council, and was more of like the sporty kids who wanted to kind of be involved more. And that's evolved a lot over the years to now be very much open to everyone. It's not necessarily like the sporty kids that come in, and I know one of these guys will probably talk about this a little bit more later, but they completely manage that process. So they go out to the whole school. Anyone is welcome to apply. We've got a lot of kids that don't particularly enjoy PE but want to make a really big difference, and they interview them. They decide who's coming in. They literally work with them and go through that whole process. And it's amazing because they meet every Tuesday and they come up with their direction they're going to take things. And as we go through, I guess we'll talk about some of the information they've helped us gather to really make sure we're a department that's really informed on student perspective, because we don't always know that as adults. And it's great to make sure that we've got a real generational approach to that it's constantly, modern, and we're getting constant good information. Obviously, the things that we'll share that we're doing, there's no science, is it? There's no right or wrong, but we've gone through lots of different things and we've found a lot of good things that work that hopefully some other listeners may think, we could try that. And hopefully that might be like a little carrot to do something else. These guys who you've got today are some of our eldest ones, just to give them the opportunity. And I guess in the future, some of the younger ones will also get those chances. But I guess in like a wider context, I've got a team now who are incredibly open-minded about making sure that everything we do drives kids to a really physically literate life where they can access everything that we as teachers have had the opportunity to access and more, because we want to make sure every child leaves this school with a grounding in physical activity and a love of something that is movement based, and that they can look after themselves and be healthy. Like, I know it sounds a little bit much, but I kind of feel like, yes, in school we push all these other academic subjects, but if you are not healthy, if you do not know how to look after your body, if you do not love running around and being active and improving your social skills, your mental skills, all the other things, everything else is wasted, because you're not going to live a longer life. You're not going to be able to engage that brain. Like, all these things are so important about our subject. But yeah, Erin's going to talk about this in a little bit more depth for you, hopefully, in a minute.
Yeah.
But in terms of a curriculum that we work with, we very much fit into our wider school network. In Year 7, our schemes kind of work around supporting each other. In Year 8, we focus on a love of learning. In Year 9, we talk about your best mindset. In Year 10, we talk about being a central community. And then in Year 11, we talk about being ready for the world. Everything is really focused on increasing movement and developing physical literacy. We work across head, heart, and hands, so we try and develop not just the movement, but the understanding strand and the social strand, and loads of time goes into that to make sure every single student knows that they have a strength somewhere, and that's important for us to make them realise that they do. And then we really work hard to include real life conceptual type learning as well as part of that, and really meaningful stuff that's going to be useful in the wider world.
Yeah.
So Erin, do you want to talk a little bit more? Because these guys have been really influential in building where we're at now.
Oh, just for the context of the listeners, these four sat opposite the table looking really nervous right now. But they're doing that. They're obviously people who are shaping the physical education curriculum at the school so well. So it's really important for us to listen to their voices. Myself and Keira had a conversation before today, this morning actually, where you made some quite interesting decisions to change the perception of physical education in the school.
Yeah.
One being removal of football from the curriculum, and how that sort of real decision stemmed from your vision of what PE should be, and the attitudes and the sort of value of physical education, and I love that. So it's a really nice segue into listening to your voices. So please don't feel nervous, right? The listeners will just want to hear your perspectives. Your voice is the most important voice, really, in physical education. So, Erin, over to you.
So when we're planning our curriculum activities, we try and include as many activities as possible as a wide range, so that some of the activities you're doing in your PE lessons you won't experience outside of school. And then students who aren't as active outside of school will find a club that they enjoy when in their PE lessons, and try and advance to outside of school instead to keep that active lifestyle. When you join Year 7, your whole year does a life skills qualification where you learn problem solving, communication and cooperation, and build up your teamwork. So you fill out like a booklet with all your information, and then at the end of it you'll get a qualification from it that you can take with you.
Pretty cool, right?
Yeah. At Year 9, you get an option to do Level 1 leadership qualification. So it takes place after school, and you do some coursework online for it, where you just learn how to work in a team together and build up your communication skills like you would have done in Year 7. You come away with a qualification for that one as well, and then you can go on to doing Level 2 leadership in Year 10, and then Level 3 leadership in Year 12 as well.
Which you'll talk about later.
So the whole point of getting involved in PE really is to prepare for your healthy lifestyle beyond school and maintaining what you've been doing for the past 7 years.
You're doing your maths there,
Obviously, school want you to come out with a sport that you love at the end of the day, and they want you to achieve as much as you can in that sport and achieve your dreams as well.
Yeah.
So I think it's really important that when you're in PE lessons, you engage as much as you can to make sure you actually understand your love for that sport. And then we also focus on developing skills, movement skills, and understanding tactics throughout sports. So when you go to play at a more professional level, you already know the basics and you're building on it more.
Okay.
You understand the social skills of how to just communicate with everyone and make sure that your voice is getting across in your sport, because you don't want to feel like no one's listening to you when you have good ideas to voice.
Yeah.
And just the ability to work with others again. I think it's such an important skill, not just in sport, but throughout life. If you go and get jobs, you're going to have to work with people who you won't necessarily know well at the start, but you're going to advance to getting a better friendship with them.
Do you think PE's allowed you to become a better team person?
Definitely.
Then?
When I applied for my first job, I was very nervous, but because I knew I had all of those skills to bring to the job, I knew that it would give me a good basis to learning how to develop further into it. And I think it just helped me grow in confidence more as I went through it.
Absolutely. You're confident enough to speak on a podcast today. Do you think, I'm interested to know about the qualifications. As a learner now in Key Stage 4, is it important to have received those qualifications whilst going through your journey in PE?
Yeah, I think it is good to gain qualifications throughout, as you can, once you finish, put it towards your CV as well. Obviously, I think Elizabeth will talk a bit more about leadership qualifications. I just think with the Year 7 as well, it's something new we've brought in recently as well. So I think
you guys kind of highlighted a gap, didn't you? Like the fact that actually a lot of these children, and we don't know if it's COVID related or what is, but they're not coming in with the resilience or the determination or like any form of organisation even to get themselves ready for PE. It's take us 20 minutes to get them out of the changing room. But we were kind of spotting a gap and thinking, the power of PE, let's use it to really make a difference and help them improve in areas going to help other things. But you guys, and we brought that in, didn't we, 2 years ago now?
Yeah, I think it was about that.
Brilliant.
Yeah, I think with the Year 7 one, it just helps them grow in their confidence a bit more and feel more comfortable around the teachers as well. Because if you've got the teachers who are going to support you throughout your journey, then it definitely helps you grow more throughout sport. That
sense of belonging, isn't it? You've just started a new, bigger secondary school. To be able to establish that belonging first is quite nice. Yeah. Brilliant.
So we do take in literally every student's voice. If they say they've got a new activity that they want to try out, we'll try and include it. So
you guys got a little post box, haven't you?
Yeah, there's a little post box
that people put their ideas in.
What sort of ideas do you get in there then?
So
I'm interested.
I think the new one added to the PE curriculum this year, I think pickleball's new.
Yeah, that came in as a replacement because there was feedback wasn't on tennis. They spent more time chasing the ball than hitting it. So we moved to pickleball. But then the one that came in a couple of weeks ago was someone wanted a run club, didn't they? So we now launched Run Club on Friday after school, haven't we? Take head torches, take them out the bus, go to the beach, go to the park.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's a good opportunity for everyone to just voice what they want instead of just going, this is what we're doing this week in PE. I can't do what I want to do. So if you just voice it to your teachers, then it may get put into the curriculum. It most likely will.
Yeah.
I think we listen to you guys more sometimes than teachers.
I think you mentioned before a lot about sports and becoming good movers in sport, but also that's not a sport, is it? A run club's not necessarily a sport. That's a recreational activity that's linked to movement, and that should be involved in physical education as well, shouldn't it? I think it's got a place.
And that's something you've noticed a lot, isn't it? Through some of the feedback, it's a lot more kind of healthy, active lifestyle stuff that people want, isn't it?
Yeah, with the Run Club as well, you don't have to necessarily go to be the fastest in there. I know in some of it, there's a walking group in it within it. So the teacher will stay with you and walk the parts you want, and then you can just kind of set your own pace.
How good is that? Bit of choice. Yeah, nice.
Getting out in the community.
Yeah.
In Key Stage 4, so Year 11, you get to pick your pathway choices mainly. So you can either go down the route of competitive team and individual, or you can go to alternative and mixed. And with that, you normally get to pick with your friends, so it's a bit more of a comfortable environment when doing PE, because obviously people wouldn't have grown as confident as others when in PE. So they get to stay in that little comfort group that they have. And the teachers understand, obviously. They'll support you no matter what. Grouping's changed a lot over the past few years. We've tried many different ways to do it.
I think I've given you guys year 11 more experience most of it.
Do you know what? I absolutely love this, how Erin's talking about, like, we've done this and we've done that. It's so good. How much involvement you've had in construction of this curriculum is fantastic.
Yeah, we tried like girls only and ability based, but I think when we figured with girls only, you then obviously have boys only as well, and it was a lot. It felt like quite a lot to manage because the boys they bounce off each other's energy. So once one starts messing, you've then got the whole group. But now we've moved to like friendship based groups, so you're in that comfort zone of your friends, and you feel like your friends are there to support you. You don't feel like you're there with people you don't know. You have that little group inside of your PE group. And I think in PE as well, you become friends with more people through doing sport. Like I've definitely made a lot of friends through sport myself.
Nice.
And it's just a good way to engage with more people you wouldn't normally engage with.
Erin, I'm interested to, and I keep posing questions. I'm interested to hear from you because you said your friends are there to support you and you're in that comfort zone. Do your friends also challenge you to be better?
Yeah,
because it's nice to be sat in their comfort zone, isn't it?
So I'm in a PE group with Zara, and whilst we do have fun doing it, we will push ourselves as much as we can.
Brilliant.
And be like, well, we haven't nailed this skill, but let's keep doing it until we've perfected it.
Yeah.
Even though if it is taking us literally weeks to perfect it.
It's good. It's the process. Right?
Yeah.
They're particularly enjoying trampolining right now.
Yeah. But yeah, I think your friends do push you a lot, as well as being there for you to help you through it.
So I spoke to Miss Wylie about this before we started the podcast today, and it's like lesson 1 of the term, isn't it? You go into the sports hall as a blank canvas, you get to sit with the people you'd like to work with, and then the PE department put you in that group, and that's the group you stay with for the term. Yeah. Yeah,
so in year 7 it is more set groups, and then year 10 and 11 is where you do get to pick your path.
Okay, so from year 7, remember, it changed, and they all choose now. They all choose their groups, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Erin, she did not know that.
Did you not? You were part of that. I think Erin's a bit overwhelmed right now.
Good.
We also did mixed ability and mixed gender groups.
Yeah.
I think it works a lot better doing mixed ability and mixed gender because it used to be set as like you've got the highest group who are all the sporty kids and they go off and do all the sporty activities. And then the lower groups are more like people who don't engage as much in sports. I think having that mixed ability helps people push to engage more in sport. They advance more, I'd say, because you see your friends doing these sports that they love. So you think, oh, maybe I should get into the same sport as well. And I know like a lot of people do like completely different sports.
Yeah.
And it just makes you realise how many sports are actually out there that you can get involved with.
Nice.
And then with the mixed gender, I think it just works really well. You've got different people, so it's boys and girls, like just seeing how each of them work is quite nice to see because everyone works in a different way. Seeing how the boys advance in this and girls advance in that, and then putting them both together and being like, well, they can both advance in the same way.
Sure.
They just have different ways of going to it.
And you like that dynamic.
Yeah.
It's also quite challenging, and this is kudos to the PE department for doing that because it adds a lot more of a challenge for the teacher, I think, from my own personal perspective, and possibly, I don't want to speak out of turn here, but when you've got mixed gender, mixed ability, to meet the needs of every learner in the group is very hard. When you've got maybe a setted group of the same gender, you can kind of know roughly where they're at and target maybe a bit more of the movement skills specifically. But when you've got such a broad balance and a range of, confidence, competence.
And I think what's so important about that is, like, particularly from a head of department perspective, is appointing well. You need to appoint people who can differentiate. You need to appoint people who have got the skills and the want to do that because they realise it's important. And I think doing this move to I can't remember which one of you kind of pitched it as an idea, but I mean, it's a no-brainer, isn't it? Like, you're happier when you're with with your friends. Who was it?
It was the survey that we all like.
Was it from that survey that came out of it? It's no brainer, really, isn't it? If you're happy and you're comfortable, you're going to challenge yourself more and you're going to do better. And and I think we denied of like, do we just go with like girls or boys? I think the first year we did it, we were like, let's just see what they do and see what kind of happens. And every school will have a very different context. But actually, like for these guys, like the mixed environment, our biggest worry was, would they feel put off or intimidated? And actually, it's completely different. Like the girls raised the challenge. Like, and you were there, we were talking earlier to a couple of other staff in the department. We don't really have a buyout. Like kids don't really opt out because I think it's almost like, well, I'm not going to just stand here in my coat if the boys are doing it. Like they get on though, don't they? Like you think about some people in your group in particular. Like I think if they were in a girls' environment, they probably would take the opportunity to step back.
Yeah, they would.
Whereas now, like we do have a really nice, I don't know, it's like a family, isn't it?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, sorry, Erin. Didn't mean to
The most important thing, everyone has access to any sport they want, really. With clubs, we rotate clubs as often as we can, so it's every term there's a new club list that comes out. And with clubs, people from outside of school come in, which I know Zara is going to talk about in a bit. We have local groups who just come in and get people training how they would do outside of school as well. And then when the students see that they like how they're training these people up to play in sports, they realise maybe it's an interest I actually have that I haven't realised before. And they go and join the clubs and have as much fun as they do. And then with the mixed gender as well, for PE groups, it seems to make the boys a bit more relaxed and settle them more. Because, like Ms. Wylie said, they've been raised to a challenge because they've got girls with them as well. And the girls are more willing to get involved in the PE lesson because they've got their friends in the group and they're there to support them.
Yeah. And Erin, you're talking from experience, are you? So when you were in maybe Key Stage 3, did you have the gender split classes or have you always been in mixed?
Yeah, we did have the gender split.
They've gone through everything.
You're like the guinea pigs of PE. Okay, so you're talking from experience there of how that dynamic you feel is better in the mixture.
Yeah.
Nice. Well done, like that. I love listening to your thoughts.
Zara, were you going to talk more about clubs later? Yeah. So Zara will talk a little bit more about what Erin's doing, but one of their biggest things, I guess, that they were worried about was by going to this model, I guess it's different what you can offer because there are certain things like the contact nature of rugby you can't really do as much in the mixed dynamic. So I guess our curriculum offer is very broad in terms of things that can be done in a mixed capacity. But we also had a bigger plan, like these guys are very clear that still having that route into clubs was important and still having that route in from clubs to beyond school was important. And Zara will talk about the plan that we've kind of been able to make that happen. But it's nice actually to sit and listen to Erin talk about it, like how she's felt being in all these different environments. And I am really proud of them that they've been so open-minded to just keep trying something different. Because I love teaching now, these mixed groups. Like I definitely, it's probably my highlight of my teaching in goodness knows how many years it's been now. But just the fact that they all just work so well together. Do you want to talk about some of the stuff that you were going to talk about, Zara?
Yeah. So we do a survey at the start of the year where it assesses everyone's like participation rates and like how much they are doing. We highlight the targets of what students want to get out of PE, what they're aiming to do in PE, and what they want to do to like make it the most enjoyable for them. And we also want to find their barriers why they're not participating in PE as much as they should be. And we find those barriers and we find solutions for them. So this survey gets sent out to everyone and they complete it, and then we all review it, look at it, what we could change throughout the year, see what we could do to make it better for them. And we make sure we put out clubs on those as well. So we try different times for clubs. So we do before school, lunchtime and after school. And then we ran these clubs and then we realised that before school wasn't getting as much like participation as it could.
I think we got a lot of kids busting.
Yeah, so we realised that buses were a problem. So then we didn't do those anymore. So we put multiple clubs on at break 2 and after school. And there's a wide range of them across like every night each week. And the amount of different activities there is like there's something for everyone on every night. So that survey is to just put out and see what people want from PE and why they want to do PE to get because it's a free time out of normal lessons really. And then so we see students preferences, and we just try to make sure everyone's got the opportunity to do a club they want, and what timing suits them. And then we link with clubs outside of school, so clubs in the local area, to increase the transition beyond school. So we have rugby clubs come in, teach us how to do it, and then people create a partnership with the coaches, and then they're like, oh, I'm interested, can I come and join? Nice. And then you make the transition easier, because I went to rugby club at school, really enjoyed it, and there was the coaches here, and then I went into my club at down the road, and it was so much easier transition because I already knew the coaches that were teaching me.
Now you play outside of school?
Yeah, I play outside, and I play for Devon as well.
And you get the occasional injury every now and then.
Yeah.
Sporting one right now, yeah.
So then local clubs often come in and use the sports hall for free, and
in return for coaching after school clubs.
So this is easier for students to attend because obviously they manage to get school here. So if the clubs are running here, then they're more likely to increase participation. And they can come here, they can normally stay after school if they do an after school club summer straight after, so they don't actually have to leave school. But in return from this, they take over, I know Team British Titans run on the netball club for school, and then this is increase relationships and help them join after, and help them get interested in taking the sports further. But then this also has a great impact on the actual PE department, because it frees up PE teachers to alternate clubs, and gives them other opportunities to do clubs that maybe aren't so popular, and gives people opportunities what they want. So PE teachers now do leadership and make sure they can pay their full attention to them, instead of having to worry about who's going to do this, who's going to do that. Right. And we've brought some new clubs in that you don't normally see, such as trampolining, extreme sports, and Zumba. So these all run at lunchtime and after school to make sure everyone gets a chance to be involved. And then for the survey, we do it again at the end of the year to see if the improvements we have made have helped people get more involved.
Yeah, brilliant.
So we often see an increase in participation throughout the year because we've made these changes, and the survey at the end of the year does seem to improve. And we ask people what we want to do, and then what we do want to see and what we could improve, and what has helped them most, and we use this feedback and that they take it into the next year.
Amazing. Sarah, how powerful is that? How do you feel knowing that you are part responsible for increasing participation in movement?
Yeah, I feel it is very powerful, and I do love it.
Yeah, I'm interested in when you get the survey back at the start and they talk about barriers and reasons why they can't. What are some of the barriers or reasons that people say they can't?
Some people say that they're just scared, embarrassed, and we're what can we do? And then we they say why they are, and some are because they haven't had many friends in their group, so that's why the friendship groups came into play. And there's just a few barriers that we think we've overcome.
Brilliant.
It's quite interesting, really, because the surveys kind of come through to so I set them all up on forms and we send them out, and they come back to class teachers. So class teachers will filter them down, and then we'll almost kind of rag rate them almost, if you like. Yeah. So as a teacher, we'll have those highlighted in red who at the moment only access PE, so that we can try and get these guys and us forming relationships with them to find out, what can we get you going to? And then the rest of it will go through and look at with these guys. But what's really interesting is obviously my big push with my department is you are responsible for those kids in your class, and if they're not accessing stuff right now, then we need to work out what before their time runs out. We want to make them leave with good habits. And Elizabeth will talk a little bit more depth in a minute about like sports leadership is really good here. Like we are one of the Leadership Skills Federation, like kind of lead school, if you like. I can't think what they call it now. They've changed the word, but we've got really good embedded leadership, and I think we know how much these kids are capable of. Yeah. And we know that if we are confident enough in them and we allow them to go for it, it's amazing what they can achieve. Absolutely. And I think part of something that's come from, which Elizabeth will talk about in terms of student-led clubs, was one of the things that these guys highlighted through the barriers was actually not wanting it to be like another PE lesson. Or, feeling too nervous about having their ability judged in a club. Or actually, it comes down all the time, doesn't it, about different sports. Like that's an easy one to try and offer different things, isn't it? But we've definitely taken a different approach to our clubs now. Again, this one is, although she looks very apprehensive, we'll fill you in on. Go on, Elizabeth, you just talk about it.
With year 8s, we start with a Young Year Leaders Club. So it's like who we think will like show potential with like leadership and who would want to participate in that. So then when they join, like when they do year 9, then they can, within their lesson, they can be like, actually, I really want to do level 1 leaders.
Give them a taste, isn't it?
Yeah. So basically, that's the qualification that Erin was on about earlier, where you plan your own session and you run it, like with the group, and then you get to go to like primary schools and you get to do events with primary schools and all of that. So like gets us to first of all get ourselves out into the community, and we get to work with like the younger years and like help develop their understanding of PE and their participation in PE. As well as it helps develop ourselves with our like leadership roles and our communication with like different ages, because I could communicate with people in my year, but I'm the same age as them. Whereas we have like people who are younger, they may not understand like some of the terminology we're using, and they may not understand why they need to do PE and everything. As well as we work with care homes. So 6th form, I know definitely do.
Harry's doing that soon, aren't you? Your level 3 leadership stuff.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
We were planning some fun activities, weren't we, for the old guys?
So yeah, just to get like everyone moving. So like when you go into care homes, you're obviously not going to make them like run around a school field or something, but it's just to get them like active, and like because obviously it's such important at any age to be active and doing sport and like moving.
Right, absolutely.
It doesn't have to just like be running around doing rugby or doing like horse riding or something. It's just to be moving. And then after you do level 1 leaders, obviously you can then do it in year 10 and year 12, so like level 2 and 3. And these qualifications, they help you with your CV, and like if you then in the future wanted to do anything within sport, like you wanted to be a sports coach, you wanted to do PE teaching. But it also helps like now, like it's definitely helped build my confidence, and it's helped build like my communication with people, and it's helped me have an understanding of why, because obviously I love PE, it's helped me understand why some people don't, and like how to help them with that.
I love that.
And like how to help like my friends, because some of my friends don't even enjoy PA, and it's like a way of understanding why they don't, and how I can help them with that.
How do you help them, Elizabeth?
Well, like one of my friends doesn't enjoy it as much, so I make sure like when we're doing like sports together, if there's a certain bit she doesn't understand, maybe explaining it in a different way to her, or showing her a more fun way of, because sometimes there are skills you just have to learn for like badminton, say, like just to make it more, I don't know, like fun in her way, because like obviously we will have different perspectives of fun and like what we enjoy. So as I know her, like to help her with that.
Great.
And obviously then after you, like while doing your leadership courses, you can run clubs after school. So we have like multi-sports club, which was launched last year. Actually, there was a group of young leaders in year 10 who went out to a different place. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, they were year 9 last year, weren't they? They went up Doncaster, didn't they? The Youth Sport Trust, we were part of the pilot project of like leaders leading clubs. Yeah. So they went up, didn't they? And they came back and they did a sensational job launching that last year. And then that's carrying on with new leaders this year, isn't it? Sorry, you carry on.
No, it's fine. So yeah, obviously I wasn't a part of that, so I don't know like loads and loads on it. But people I've known who've done it, they loved learning about different like ways of leading and different ways of like helping students. But they also just like love leading. I think that's the most important thing to like take from these leadership things, is that it's just a love of teaching others, and like almost, I think the way I put it is, I love seeing others enjoy the things I enjoy. It just brings you that sense of like proudness, and almost like I've helped you do this and I'm so glad you enjoy it.
But that multi-sport club in particular was very nice to watch, wasn't it? Like on a Monday, so they they took it in really different directions. Like do you remember they did a big water fight one
Oh, it
night?
was so fun.
They did do you remember Grace made all these little maps that she covered in tea bags and burnt the edges and hid these treasure maps around school, gold coins and stuff. They did stuff in a really different way, but got kids active and loved moving. And that was a perfect club to feed any of our students that were apprehensive about clubs or just wanted to hook in. Because we found some of those kids that went to that last year and now a couple of them are now in running club or they've started something else as a result of it.
And leadership's not and leadership's not just about physical education, is it? In this context, it's about movement, enjoying movement, physical activity. But leadership is a skill
Harry will
that
talk a bit more about that
all of us need, I guess. And I spoke to Harry about this before we started. But it's really important, isn't it? It's a really important skill.
I think the biggest thing I've taken from leadership is problem solving. Not just helping me with school, or even just PE. It's not helping me with problem solving there. It's also helping me within the wider world and helping me at home when I'm out doing any activities I'm doing outside of school. It just helps. And when I'm in my future, I'll probably need problem solving then. So it just helps develop that. We also have level 3 dance leaders. So that's year 13. They ran a dance club.
They do a show every year as well, don't they? Choreograph the whole thing and run it.
So they actually got put up for inspirational female lead.
Well, they won it, didn't they, this year? They won the inspirational female leaders this year with the YST. Maddie and Teign did, didn't they?
Yeah, and it just shows how leadership, here and everywhere, is so important because now that you've seen Maddie and Teign, obviously they've developed themselves so far that they've actually been spotted and won an award because they've put themselves through it and they've loved it.
But they're now passing the baton as well. So they're now currently, because they're about to focus on their exams, they've now trained up the next lot of leaders. So the current year 10s are now taking that on.
Yeah. I was about to say, are those two individuals role models and inspiration to you?
100%.
Because of their achievements, I guess.
Well, yeah, they've helped me. I now run a club with my friend. We do Girls Active, so to get more girls involved in sport.
Starts the ball rolling, doesn't it, when some start doing it?
Yeah, but listening to Maddie and Teign talk about it and how they set it up and how they did it has really helped me understand how to get more people involved in Girls Active because obviously that's based upon people who don't really enjoy sport. So it's trying to get those people who don't enjoy it and don't really want to take part. It's almost and we just do we do everything fun. We had glow stick,
glow in the dark disco, didn't you? Or something, yeah.
And we get their suggestions from it. So people who go regularly, we always ask them, what do you want to do next week? What do you want to do? And if we can do it, we will. It's just so we can get as many of them involved as we can.
And we do work quite hard with their suggestions, don't we? Think about the amount of funding we managed to secure last year. We've got you have to invite you along sometime, Nathan. We managed to get a massive blow-up obstacle course, a bounce castle obstacle course, didn't we? Try and get them active and lots of other stuff that kind of came through that, the roller skates and the skateboards and all that sort of stuff.
We've got a lecturer at Marjon University called Jill Bosworth who loves doing that session every year of our trainees. She gets them on spin bikes, turns the lights off and gets the glow sticks out. And it's those novel activities that people
memories, aren't they?
Yeah, they're memories and they make learning and messages memorable.
Yeah, and it helps you realise that when you're moving, you've got those endorphins, and it's not just that session, is it? It's what comes from it that takes away the positivity.
Yeah.
So almost moving on from that as well, we run primary school festivals. So obviously, the leaders run it. We do have a teacher. Obviously, he helps out. That's Mr. Wylie. He helps do it, just the logistics, but he gives us the baton. He just lets us run with it. You ask him, can I do this? Do whatever you want. As long as it's safe and as long as we can do it.
They plan it all so well. And next Tuesday, isn't it, an aesthetics and movement festival, isn't there? There's hundreds of primary school kids come in, don't they? Do yoga and dance and gym and all sorts.
And it's just so nice when I'm running my little section of it, seeing everyone's faces just light up and they all look like they're having a great time. And you don't know how they're doing at the primary school. Sometimes we invite the ones that obviously don't enjoy it as much. But we
have different target groups, don't you?
Yeah, we have a wide range of people who we target, as Miss Wylie said, to do it. So it's really.
Did you guys last year go and do there were some disengaged girls at a local primary school? I think they'd asked one of us to come and support. We were actually, we've got someone better. So these guys went in. 4 of them went in and just got these girls really engaged, didn't you?
We went them 4 times and then they came up to us.
Yeah, they did.
I see we did Chudley as well. I did that one with 2 other leaders. We went down to that school.
How do you feel about being given all of these opportunities? How does it make you feel?
And proud. Like I just love the fact that they are so happy with us running with it, and like as I said, supported, because I feel like they've given me these opportunities, so it's like allowed me to almost grow and like allowed me to see, actually, if I don't like that, it's fine. But if I do enjoy it, then it's fine as well.
Amazing.
You kind of got everything out you want to share?
Yeah, we also have our house events that we help run and organise as well.
That's a good shout. That's big now, isn't it?
Yeah, so our house events has grown a lot. So it's not just sport. So we do like English, like we're doing next Tuesday, and like Duolingo and reading. But we also do like sport as well.
There's lots of sport, yeah.
So obviously we have the big sports day at the end of the year, which everyone gets involved with. Like whether they're actually doing one of the events or whether they're just sitting in the pen and they're just having a great time. Like I don't know one person who does not like sports day.
Okay.
We have a big agreement, don't we, as a team, that it's not really about performance.
No, it's about participation.
It's about participation. It's about creating great memories. It's about standing up and doing your bit.
Yeah.
Like I think that's important, isn't it? Like, but there's so much on offer, isn't there, across National School Sports Week and into Sports Day, that there's not really an excuse to not find something you don't like.
What's your sports day look like? Is it traditional in a sense that it's track and field with?
It's a bit of everything.
Yeah.
Or is it?
It's like a bit of everything. Well, I think competition is important, isn't it? Like so important in life, you know. So we do have loads of that as well. I know a lot of what they talk about is the broader, wider opportunities, but don't get me wrong, like we have teams that enter everything. We enter everything into
and we all like to win.
Yeah, they do. So sports day is a real opportunity to show your physical prowess, but also to get stuck in as a team and do something for your house. So it's a real mixed bag.
Yeah, there's a lot of good work being done around sports days in terms of having traditional and a non-traditional combined.
Yeah, that's what we do.
Lots of like team game events and opportunities.
We do a lot of capture the flag, don't we? And
amazing, and that's
lots
what
of just dancing and
giving everyone the opportunity to perform on that day or participate on that day is important.
Yeah, everyone has the opportunity, literally.
Yeah, I think it helps also with like the embarrassment thing, because everyone's doing it. I think you'd be more embarrassed to not participate than you would participate.
But I mean, you'll see the photos and stuff up in PE, but everyone is so happy, aren't they? It's a lovely, lovely day. But I think what's also important about what Liz was kind of talking about, like the house events have very much been created similar to SRP lessons. They are all mixed gender, mixed ability. They're all participation based. So there'll be a few traditional, like we do touch rugby, don't we? We do netball, but then the others are like house triathlon, house swim guard, like house orienteering. Like they're different things to try and hook people into more modern lifestyle sports.
Yeah. And do you think the buy-in of every student at Teign School, so that excitement and that participation is because of their experience in PE, or do you think it's because of the way the events run?
I think it's a bit of both. I think if you have your students who like PE, and then you'll have the students that will like sports day, because it's obviously based on a lot of things. But I also think like the way that the events are run and the way that like the excitement around it and the almost like the competition as well and the drive.
The house feel is good, isn't it? Like everyone wants the house to win.
Yeah. I think that helps with getting more people involved. But then I also think like the PE lessons, like learning, so I did basic skills in netball this week. I've got house netball next week. I'm actually going to sign up now because I know the skills.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. I just think it blows me away what these guys are capable of. And like if you give them some autonomy, it's incredible what they can achieve. Like each and every one of these sat around the table and all of the others, like every week I'm like, wow, can't believe you guys did that. And it's quite interesting now, I guess. Now I'm doing a bit of the PE scholar work as well and getting to network more with other teachers and people asking me like, God, you achieve a lot. Like if you look at like the Instagram account for the Teign School PE department, what we do is quite a lot. And they're like, how do you do that? And I'm like, well, actually I don't. Is a lot of what these guys kind of come up with and drive. And I know Harry will talk a little bit more about some of the other things they've done and we'll talk about what their current focus is. But yeah, I just think every school needs to believe in young people.
Yeah. I mean, you didn't have to be here today, and you are.
Yeah.
And Harry, you've been sat quietly in the
corner
very well. And I know obviously a little bit older than the girls in the room in year 12 and year A levels.
Yeah.
But an active leader in the PE department here, aren't you, at the school?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Keira.
Yeah, so Harry's incredible. He's I guess you're one of our examples, aren't you? Like Harry hasn't ever studied like PE, he hasn't chosen those options, but he loves to make a difference, and you like your sport as well, don't you? Incredible tennis player, but he is another one who just gives a really lovely perspective and gets stuck in on things. Harry's been part of it for not a long time, really. Have you? A few years now?
I think I joined in year 11, so last year,
Yeah.
or near end of year 10, probably. I don't know.
But he's definitely been part of like the journey and, you know, the acceleration that these guys kind of gone through in the last few years. But, you know, they've delivered assemblies, they've planned tutor events, they've run charity events, they've really worked to invoke change. And I guess Harry can probably talk to you a little bit about, I asked him to talk about like a project that he's been involved in quite heavily last year, which he was quite passionate about, and some of the other things that they do.
So we as a PE department don't just focus on the physical part, so we've been focusing on the health and well-being in general. And one thing that we focused in on was the school canteen, and we thought it's just not good enough. The food is just beige. So we surveyed students, staff, and parents, and the consensus was it's not what they expect their children or their students to be eating every day. So we came up with some ideas. So we weren't putting forward to the head teacher. We weren't just putting forward, this is not good enough, sort it out.
Yeah.
We came up as a group. We're like, here's a couple of examples of what we can do to make it better. So we came up with some some just meals like oats for the morning, because your breakfast is so good. And we noticed a lot of students weren't having anything in the morning. Yeah. And they're going into their first lessons starving. Bellies are rumbling all the time, echoing throughout the class. Yeah. And other bars like pasta bars, jacket potato bars, just something that's like healthier rather than just picking up a burger and shoving it down your face. But so we've had some changes for sure, but it's still like not good enough. And how can we expect our students to be engaging with their lessons if they're not eating the right food? And every day it's just some students that just can't be healthy. So we've definitely been focusing on that. And so the first step was just going straight to our head teacher. So we organised to meet our head teacher.
You sat in this room, didn't you?
Yeah, and she agreed with us. She was like, yeah, because obviously you have an outside supplier for the food. And she was like, this is such a good idea. Like, this is obvious. And we've been thinking about this as like a group. We can't just let our students just have rubbish and be ignorant to it. So we went to head teacher, who went even higher, went to like the top guys, I suppose, I don't know.
The governors, and they the governors. And
presented these ideas of like, we need better food and we just need more healthier food. And so we have seen a lot of change, but it's just still, we've got to keep going at it. Mr. Prime Minister, if you're listening to this, that would be awesome. Joe Wicks, if you're hearing this one, just come into the Teign School.
Good old Jamie Oliver days.
Yeah.
Do you know what was amazing though? Like, not to cut Harry short, like when these guys have had these conversations, they've been really mature about it. Yeah. Like they fully understand, like, you know, this isn't just Teign School that have this food issue. Like everywhere does, because the cost of supplying like good materials, it's really hard. And they're not doing a bad job. It's just that actually we know it could be better and we need to support them and help them make it better. Yeah. And these guys were so mature about it. They were like, look, let's come up with some solutions. Yeah. And they were generally thinking about what would be cheap to make, but good and nutritious. And actually I was just so proud of them for having that drive to make things better for their peers, but at the same time of really being appreciative of the pressures that like the school and every school is under. You know, this isn't unique to us.
Yeah, and it's a demonstration of knowledge and understanding of what, you know, the key ingredients are, pardon the pun, of what makes a healthy, physically active life. And we need to have good nutrition, right? You clearly understand that it's not a school problem because you've just shouted out the Prime Minister on the air.
So if you're listening,
come in and help. Going back and forth because like the logistics is, honestly, I'd rather like a chicken burger. It's going to sell. That's the truth of it. So we want to, like, what we're doing in PE is showing like a healthy lifestyle is actually turns out good for you. So then you're not always like, oh, chicken burger. Or
you're right, it's changing habits, isn't it?
Yeah, because obviously
those habits from here.
The company wants to make money. That's just the truth of it. So if we give them healthy habits through our PE, then obviously they're going to be like, oh wait, where's the pasta bar? Where's the jacket potato bar? Pretty much.
Where's the green?
Yeah, where's anything other than
beige?
Gone off yellow.
Yeah. It's mind blowing though, isn't it? And I think something that we all need to remember is not to give up. Because actually what these guys are right. If we'd gone in too hard and gone, let's do this and let's do this, our kids aren't going to eat it because they're so used to right now of going in for a pizza slice, a sausage roll, a pot of ice cream, whatever it is. That actually, if you change that too much, like there is going to be so much resistance. So it's almost like these guys were saying, feeding in those healthy alternatives in line with education about making that work. But I'm hoping they're going to carry on their fight for that. But they've done a good job.
Amazing.
I mean, so there's loads of things we could kind of talk about what they've done, but I think the bigger kind of summary and picture is that they are constantly trying to keep us aware. And I think it's really important for like any other PE teachers listening, like they will blow your minds with what they come up with, and some of it will work and some of it will won't, but you've got to be open-minded to trying it, because they know the network that you're trying to really influence in a positive way. Because I wouldn't like, and I don't think people ever think of it like this, but I always remind myself as a PE teacher, like I have a job that is as important as a surgeon, because I have people's lives in my hands. Because actually, if I allow kids to leave this school not liking PE, then I've done a terrible job, because that's setting them up for their life to be unhealthy and not actually be as good as it possibly could be. So as educators, we have to make sure that we do everything we can to get it right, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I mean, your current work, I mean, you guys can all pitch in and talk about it if you want to, but you're really working hard, aren't you, to kind of change how to explain it? Like change the profile of PE. So I guess we talked, didn't we, that a lot of your teachers, some of them do, some of them don't, aren't really even aware of how important and good PE is. And if our own community isn't aware of it, then how are the students going to be aware, and the parents? So they're doing a lot of work, aren't you, at the moment, to really kind of raise the profile of PE?
Yes. Yeah, we're interviewing different teachers, like who aren't PE teachers. It's also, we're interviewing them in a way that's very like engrossing, and it's very like new, like maybe like with like mini microphones and things, just to entice people to watch the video.
I've seen it on Instagram. It's good.
He's following your Instagram account.
Yeah. It's very good.
But you are doing lots of things, aren't you? And you're like trying to share some positive pictures, positive messages. Because I think the more people who realise what they realise, the power of PE, the better it's going to be.
Yeah, and it is shifting that almost the perception and the profile of physical education as a subject, and a movement away from it being about elite sports performance to just physically active, healthy lives. And that's what we want to kind of make the key message as best as possible. And you're doing a fantastic job in doing that. It's been I've loved listening to you, all four of you this morning. And I mean, if any of you ever want to become a PE teacher, I know someone who runs a PGCE and a BEd. And so in a couple of years' time, if you're interested, there's always a place. We've got the quick fire questions then, just to fly through at the end. I will pitch them to all of you, so you don't have to answer as individuals, but if someone's got an answer, they can shout it out. You might want to build on it. We'll start with the one around, if you could remove one thing from physical education, what would it be?
Yeah, so I was saying beforehand, if I could remove one thing, it'd be the embarrassment and the unwillingness to take part in PE. I just feel if you have that confidence, like I did, I was quite a shy kid, still am, but if you have that confidence just to take part, you grow so much as a person.
Yeah.
And I feel like we've definitely seen that a lot recently. Major increase in our leadership at Teign School this year.
Nice.
Yeah, like adding on to what Harry said, like the confidence and like the self-belief almost. Like if I could just make everyone have self-belief and like the confidence, just willingness to want to do, I think that would also increase the participation, and I think it would help people like evolve in PE.
Yeah. Zara?
I think a problem is like people don't want to get changed. They're like, I can't bother to get changed, don't really want to do PE, and I have to get back changed again. And it's just like, I think we need to almost portray it as a positive thing. And people some people keep their socks on underneath, and we're like, don't. It's just not it's unhygienic. So that's why we do have to get changed. And I think people just don't see that side of it, and they're like, I don't want to do this because I have to get changed. And we're like, well, you need to get changed because it's hygienic. And I think if we can almost come across as a positive thing, then that will increase like people's view of PE.
And I think so I did an episode before with Kate Reynolds, who Keira will know through PE Scholar, and she's done some fascinating stuff around changing in her school. Maybe that's your next project to take to the PE department around, this is a barrier, what can we do about it, to give Keira a bit of a headache.
They're good at that.
Yeah. Thanks. So this is one I want to get a kind of short answer from all of you, if possible. So what does physical education mean to you, Harry?
It just made me such a better person. That's literally it.
Love it. Elizabeth?
It's hard to put in just like a couple of words because it's meant so much over the last 5 years. Like if you'd asked me in year 7, I would have just been like, it's an activity that I do. Like it's a subject I have to do. Whereas if you ask me now, it's just like, it's almost a lifestyle. It's like what I enjoy. It's what I want to do when I'm older. It's just what I love to do.
Love it. Erin?
I think it's just a way of clearing your head from all your normal lessons where you're sat in a classroom for an hour, sometimes 2 hours if you have that double lesson. It's just a way to clear all the thoughts that have been running around in your head all day and take a moment to relax and actually enjoy the sport that you're getting involved in.
So being sat in the head teacher's office in the podcast for an hour might be a good chance to go outside and run around.
Yeah, brilliant. Now,
Zara?
I just think it's great that it gives me so many opportunities, and it's like giving me a pathway to the future, and like I know what I want to do in the future, and it's just giving me what I want.
Incredible. Have your experiences in PE at this school influenced you to remain and continue to be physically active for the rest of your life?
Yeah, it's definitely given me some good habits, especially at home, eating and making sure I keep to my tennis schedule 4 times a week.
Nice.
So yeah.
Elizabeth?
Yeah, it's 100% like, because now I know that one of the jobs I want to do when I'm older is being a PE teacher and helping people, like younger people, understand how good it is to be active. So that's how I think it's helped my like activeness. It's also helped me get involved in more like different sports and like sports I wouldn't necessarily have known how to get involved in if I hadn't had the opportunities from the staff here.
Lovely. Erin?
I think it's just in the lesson you're thinking, well, my PE teacher's telling me I need to get involved in a sport because that's what's good for me. But when you look at it on a wider scale, it's actually because they want you to continue doing it outside of school, and it's going to benefit you physically and mentally throughout your life.
Brilliant.
I'm like the same as Elizabeth. I want to be like a PE teacher in the future, and I just want to keep like giving the opportunity to younger people. And I think this school giving us as many opportunities as we have has helped like lead that way.
Yeah. And I think from the conversations I've had with you today, I think the two of you that have identified that PE teaching might be for you, I think you're definitely heading in the right direction. Keira, just out of interest then, listening to your wonderful students speak today, is there any thoughts that spring to your mind?
Oh, I'm so proud of them all.
Yeah.
We have a wonderful, wonderful community at this school. And I think it has taken time to build that, but I think now students are really aware that we really value them and what they have to say. And I think it's just great for any department who can take the time to really listen to what they have to say. I mean, I feel I'm going away and writing a letter to the Prime Minister. I feel like that's my next step.
Yeah.
But I'm just lucky to work with these guys because they keep me young.
All that's left for me to say is thank you. Thank you very, very much. It's going to be an hour-long episode full of absolute golden nuggets.
People will have switched off about 40 minutes ago.
I'm hoping they haven't. And if you're still here, listener, well done. There was so many powerful messages from the young people and Keira in this episode that just need to be shared. And it's all fantastically good practice that are going to change and shape the experiences of young people in PE. And we need to be championing this and doing more. So thank you for listening, and thank you to everyone in the room for coming on the PE Insights podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you.